Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In a previous video I mentioned my desire for various madaris to have a tahqiq and research period. The thing I would like to add on to that is that part of this tahqiq period could be that the students are made to read. Now, this sounds a little bit funny. Students always read. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ustadh sits down and allows the students to choose a book and monitors them while they read on their own. Oftentimes in our Dars Nizami situation, and I'm speaking from my only experience because that's where I studied and I graduated from a Dars Nizami curriculum, the students, they take whatever the ustadh gives them, they understand it, they learn it, they regurgitate it. However, very seldom are they capable of reading on their own. I shouldn't say capable, but what I mean is they're not given an opportunity to do what's called a khariji mutala'a outside of the class. Now, some students, they have this fervor and desire on their own, and they go and they purchase different books and they read in their free time. Those are really good students, mashallah. But what about the other students who they need a little push? So part of this could be that the ustadh is sitting there monitoring them and watching which books they read. So they're under the guidance of a ustadh and they're reading a particular book that the ustadh has recommended to them. And they're not all reading the same book. Each one is reading a different book, but they're kind of like reading together. It's a time, I would imagine, a very noble and beautiful moment where everyone's just silent and deep in thought and connecting with their own private books that they're reading. If any student gets stuck, they can approach the ustadh and quietly have a little discussion. Ustadh can guide them in that regard. Then they go back to their seat and they continue reading. And then like this, all the students are monitored by the ustadh and forced to read. And the reason I say this is because I experienced many years of this. I spent over 11 years in this system, and I saw many people that don't like reading. It's mind-boggling that a person could be a talibul ilm and they dislike reading. Yes, they can take information from the ustadh, and some of them they don't even do that. But those that do take that and they do well in the classes, it doesn't always translate over to the hubbul qira'ah. Hubbul qira'ah is absolutely necessary. That when you leave the madrasa, you need to love reading. You need to be an avid reader and a voracious reader. This is absolutely necessary for anyone who says that they want to be an alim of Islam, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among them. So if we don't have this element of the love of reading and the desire to read more and to gain more knowledge and be capable of doing some of that on our own, when we graduate, we're not going to be pushed to do it. We're just going to have books, we're just going to put them to the side and engage ourselves in other things. So it's absolutely necessary we develop this, and I think that the madrasa should start thinking about this, preparing the students for when they graduate in terms of their love of knowledge and qira'ah. So I think this would be, this for me, if this was the case, when I was studying, if they incorporated that, I know definitely myself I would have loved reading even more, and the love of reading would have been instilled in me earlier on. And some of my fellow classmates would have fallen in love with books who are now out of touch. Some of my classmates reach out to me and they haven't read anything for years, anything new. They're just out of touch with the sciences of Islam, which is actually sad when you spend about 7 years studying Islam and now you're not in touch with it. So I think this could be a remedy for that, and forcing the student to read so that they develop the love for reading. That's what I wanted to share. Jazakallahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.